Continuing on with my complete TV series on DVD and Blu-ray. Yes, this is episode 10. Let's take a look at what we've got this time around. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of my complete TV, Blu-ray and DVD stuff that I've got on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, whatever it may be, whatever format, my complete TV series. Yes, now again, I will apologise if I double up on anything because, like I said, I had the room moves and this may have caused me to pick titles twice, depending on where they fell, but I think I'm being okay, doing okay in that sense. But should we just dive in with this one? Dive in, get started. So first up, we have a TV series called Spies. Only lasted one season from MGM, and it started. Where's my English? It starred Natasha Henstridge, who you would know from Spies, among some other bits. Yeah, how many episodes did it last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lasted about 20 episodes. Yeah. I haven't seen it since it aired, which is some considerable time ago. So yes, so Spies. Spies in the bag. From one strong female lead to another, we now venture into the world of James Cameron's produced Dark Angel. That's right, starring a very young, what's her name who played Sue Storm? You know, her bloody name again. Jessica Alba. Yes, this was a sci-fi series that starred Jessica Alba back in the day. It lasted 2 seasons, and thusly I have them both. But unfortunately, it was a 20th Century Fox produced show. And the thing about 20th Century Fox is that they are notorious with cancelling shows. It's what they used to do all the time. But it got 2 seasons. Thusly, I have the DVD box sets. And then we have here the TV version of Les Miserables that was done a few years back here for the BBC. Obviously, it was after the Russell Crowe movie, the Hugh Jackman. And this comes with art cards in there as well. Yeah, I do like Les Miserables, the story. I do like the Hugh Jackman film that they've done, and I've been to see the stage show 3 or 4 times. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. The very first time would have been when I was about 12, through school, and I couldn't appreciate it then. Over time, I came to appreciate it a lot more. And here we have a TV comedy series, Zooey Deschanel in New Girl. I actually like New Girl. There's the complete first. Okay, so I've got complete first season, then I've got complete season 1 and 2 together. So that's essentially a double. I don't know how it fell that way, but there we go. Then the complete series 3. And then we had the complete series 4, like so. I know they stopped releasing them. They stopped releasing them on DVD at some point in this country. I think they continued in somewhere like Australia. I'm not sure on what season we stopped on. I'll have to check that one out because that's one to chase the other seasons up on eventually at some point. And another series that came to an end, but it did last 8 seasons. And that is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I thought the show was fantastic. I thought it was very funny. So we have season 1, season 2, season 3. Where was I? I got interrupted then, sorry. Season 3 with Andy Samberg in this. Season 4, that one's still sealed. Series 5. Series 6. Series 7. Then it was wrapped up with season 8. They didn't feel they could go any further because of goings on in America with the police department, and was it George Floyd who had his neck leaned on by the police, all the trouble that kicked off with that, then made them say we've got to end this show, unfortunately. There we go. And moving on to a show which sort of from that era of Xena and Hercules, and very much inspired by that. We got other shows at the time, much like we had a Conan show, things like that. And we did get a Beastmaster. I'm not sure if I've showed these before, but this is season 1 for the Beastmaster TV series. It's an American import. And this series lasted 3 seasons. Series 2. And series 3, obviously based upon the film or the film series starring Mark Singer. There were 3 movies. Mark Singer actually appeared in this, did appear in this show, and I really enjoyed this show. It came and went very quick though, it seemed like, and yeah, it came and went very fast. It was a good show. And then we have here kicking around it's called The Chameleon, but it's not. It's actually The Pretender. TV series called Pretender, The Pretender, from late 90s to early 2000s. I think it lasted 4 or 5 seasons, and then they had 2 TV movies at the end. And these are those 2 TV movies. I imported these from France or somewhere like that. The main guy's character's name was Jared, and he could put his hand at anything, basically. He could do any task, he could become a doctor one day, a lawyer the next, a race car driver the next, that sort of a thing. It was a great series, well worth a watch. And I do have, this is a double as well, because I got the import, the Region 1 import with the 2 films as well. That ended it, and they're not on this shelf. They'll be on another shelf when I come to them. So yes. And then we have bootleg time, and I have seasons 1 to 3 of Afterlife, the Ricky Gervais show from Netflix, which never got a physical media release. It was a fantastic show, and I wanted them, and thusly after watching them, and then I got them on bootleg. Release them for real, I'll buy them for real. Then we have season 4 and 5, and I do have season 1 somewhere, but not 2 and 3 of Earth Final Conflict. These are quite new buys, because I had season 1. We had season 1 released here in the United Kingdom on DVD, sorry, but nowhere else. No other season, sorry. And thusly the other seasons I've had to get from elsewhere. I believe this might be a Region 1 version. And then this is German. I don't care where they come from. Much like with my Baywatchers and what I've done with them, I'm sourcing these from wherever I can get them from to complete the show. I don't have Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda. That did get full release over here. So next up we have Bruce Greenwood in Nowhere Man. A fantastic show. This series was second to none. It only lasted 1 season though, because studio interference made them tell what the mystery was in the show. Once the mystery was shared and everyone knew what it was, no one wanted to watch anymore. And the studio made them do that, forced them into telling what the mystery was. But it was a great show, great concept, well worth your time. Then we have Painkiller Jane. Painkiller Jane, starring Kristanna Loken. This is based upon a comic book created by Joe Quesada, as I recall. You may correct me if I'm wrong there. yeah, it lasted one season, but it did actually have a film prior to this, a sci-fi movie film, as a pilot episode. That never took off, and then they went in this direction. It was a different actress in the pilot episode, in the pilot film, shall we say, that is separate to this. Yeah, and this was their sort of second attempt at it. Planet of the Apes, the complete TV series. Yeah. What TV series collection isn't complete without the Planet of the Apes? So, moving on now. To the third age of mankind. The dawn of the third age of mankind. Complete first season. BabylonFive. BabylonFive, the great, fantastic sci-fi series from J. Michael Straczynski that came about in the 90s, sort of went head-to-head with Star Trek Deep Space Nine. If you would believe talk, the Star Trek creators sort of took the idea and made their own out of it. After J. Michael Straczynski approached Paramount about this show. I don't know if there's any truth in that or not. Probably, but I love Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I love BabylonFive. They're both space station set sci-fi classics. And we have season 2, the point at which Michael O'Hare, he didn't return for season 2. He was very flat. He was quite a wooden actor, and they replaced him with Bruce Boxleitner. There. Now, interestingly, Michael O'Hare has passed away. So has Andreas Katsoulis. He's passed away now as well. And this is season 2. And like I said, Jerry Doyle there, who played Security Chief Garibaldi, he's passed away as well. This show's lost a lot of cast members. Then we move on to series 3, complete third season of BabylonFive. These big chunky boxes, do you remember them? Awful for space, aren't they? Not as bad as VHS. And then we had season 4, and the Doctor himself, he passed away as well. Another one, another cast member lost to Babylon, who starred in BabylonFive. And then we had season 5. Tracy Scoggins stepped into a lead role within the series. This was always planned as a 5-year series, 5-part series, but unfortunately, towards the end, they had to sort of try and start wrapping things up towards the end of this series because they didn't know if they were going to get a renewal. And then they did get a renewal at the last minute. And the final season was that the final episode was then pushed back to the final episode of this season, and had to fill the void with these other stories. So it didn't go as to plan as J. Michael Straczynski wanted, but still a fabulous series nonetheless. And then we have the movie collection. And this collection has on it The Gathering, which was the very first pilot episode, In the Beginning, a BabylonFive prequel, Third Space, River of Souls, and A Call to Arms. It's 5 films that were done. But it didn't end there. We also had The Legend of the Rangers, BabylonFive feature-length movie. And then we had BabylonFive The Lost Tales. Just kept going and going, didn't it? But before some of these occurred, before these latter 2 occurred, we did get the spin-off series, Crusade, from the creator of BabylonFive. So it was set inside, within the same universe. Obviously, you can see Tracy Scoggins is there on the front as well. This is the son of Edward Woodward, the Equalizer. He only lasted 1 season though. Didn't get a renewal, unfortunately. And then moving on to another show from this sort of era that I did love, and that is Femme Nikita. Yes, with forget her name now. Bloody hell. Petal Wilson. Petal Wilson. She had a small role in Superman Returns. She was on board the plane that he saved as a reporter. She was the main star of this. Obviously, you may be aware of the film, the Luc Besson film, and you may be aware of the later TV show, which did get a Blu-ray release called Nikita, simply. But this was La Femme Nikita. And, yeah, I did like this series. And it lasted for 5 seasons. Unfortunately, the back of this box is ripped. I had an incident back in the day where, unfortunately, something got down between 2 boxes and tore the back of that one, the front of that one, where they were stuck together, which I was completely gutted about. There we go. Then we have season 4 of La Femme Nikita, like so. And the final season of La Femme Nikita there, in a box. I think I had to sellotape some of that down. I have moved several times since I had these TV shows. I've moved house, 1, 2. So I've got them in one house, moved to another, moved to another, moved to here. So they have been through several moves. Yeah, but a great show. These are all region ones. And there we go. That's the end of that shelf. So that draws to the end another episode of my complete TV and Blu-ray collection. It's a bit quicker going through them when it's a season. Well, when it's complete series of stuff as opposed to short, you know. But yeah, so is there anything in there which brought back memories for you? Stuff in there that you've got that you now look at and think, oh, blimey, I wish I had that, wish I could, you know, might have to track that down, that sort of a thing. Let me know in the comments down below. And I shall see you all on another episode. I know we've got all the Marvel stuff to come yet. We haven't done that. And a couple more shelves. There's a few more episodes yet of this. But we'll get there. We will get there. What will I do after that? I don't know. Anyway, this is AJ. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Take care and goodbye.